Have you ever wondered what's going on behind the scenes with your Netflix recommendations? Or how your company somehow knows exactly what its sales numbers will be next quarter? Well, it's all built on something called a data platform. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the modern version of this tech, the engine that's really truly powering our data-driven world. So let's just jump right in. We're creating more data, like every single second, than ever before in human history. So why are the tools and systems that worked just fine, say, 10 years ago, suddenly hitting a brick wall? It's a really important question. And this picture, wow, it just says it all, doesn't it? The answer is that the old way of doing things, with servers in a closet and really rigid structures, didn't create a neat, organized library of information. Nope, it created a data maze, a confusing, tangled mess where information got trapped, copied over and over, and was almost impossible to find your way through. That maze created a massive problem, something we call the data bottleneck. Let's take a closer look at what was actually going wrong with these older traditional platforms. You can really see the main issues here. First off, the physical hardware itself was just so expensive and inflexible. If you needed more power, that meant a huge, slow, and very pricey upgrade project. Second, this setup created data silos. You know, where the marketing team has their data, the sales team has theirs, and nobody's numbers match up. It was a nightmare of duplication and confusion. Third, without solid governance, you couldn't really be sure you could trust the data. And finally, let's be honest, these old systems just were not built for the kind of stuff we want to do today, like AI and advanced analytics. What I love about this slide is how clear it makes the shift. I mean, look at this. We went from infrastructure that was rigid and expensive to something that's flexible and you only pay for what you use. We went from slow, siloed data access to a world where it's unified and people can serve themselves. And scaling, it went from this massive manual headache to something that's elastic and just happens automatically. It's a completely different way of thinking. Okay, so if the old way was a bottleneck, what's the fix? Well, the answer comes from a totally new approach, a solution that was born in and for the cloud. So here's the deal. A modern data platform isn't just some simple upgrade. It's a total reimagining of how we handle data. It's cloud native, and that's a really key term. It means it wasn't just lifted and shifted to the cloud, it was built there, from scratch, to use all the flexibility and scale the cloud offers. It can handle literally any kind of data you can imagine, and, this is so important, governance and trust are baked right in from the beginning, not slapped on at the end. This image of these interconnected gears inside a cloud really captures the whole idea. It's not one giant, clunky machine. It's more like a set of specialized, interconnected parts that all work together perfectly, powered by the incredible elasticity of the cloud. You know, this whole revolution didn't happen in a vacuum. It was kind of like a perfect storm of new tech. The biggest one, of course, was the explosion of cloud computing. Then came this brilliant idea to separate where you store your data from the processing power you use to analyze it. That was a game changer. Add in a new generation of user-friendly analytics tools and some smart automation, and bam, the stage was set for a whole new era. All right, so we get what it is and why we need it. Now let's pop the hood and actually look at the anatomy of one of these things. How is a modern data platform actually put together? The best way to get your head around the architecture is to think of it as a stack, like a stack of pancakes, kinda, with 4 different but connected layers. Each layer has a very specific job to do, but they all have to work together to get you the final result. Let's build this stack from the ground up. So at the very bottom, layer 1, you have the infrastructure. This is the foundation, right? The basic services from the big cloud players like Amazon, Google, or Microsoft. Sitting on top of that is layer 2, the data platform itself. These are the powerful, specialized engines that actually do the work of storing and crunching the data. Now, layer 3 is absolutely crucial. Management and governance. Think of this as the brains of the operation. It makes sure all the data is secure, reliable, and trustworthy. And then finally, at the very top, we have consumption. This is where the magic happens. This is where people, apps, and AI models actually use the data to do something amazing. And the beauty of this layered approach is that every single piece is designed to scale. It doesn't matter if it's the storage at the bottom or the analytics engine on top. Every part of this puzzle can stretch or shrink to meet whatever demand you throw at it. It means you're never paying for more than you need, but you always have the power you require. So we have this amazing, powerful, scalable platform. But so what? What does it actually let us do? This is where we connect all that cool tech back to the real world, turning all that raw data into smart, fast decisions. This new architecture just unlocks some incredible new powers. You can finally get one single true picture of your entire business. You can get insights in real time to guide what's happening right now. It's the engine that powers those spooky good personalized customer experiences. And of course, it is the absolute bedrock for all the advanced AI, machine learning, and yeah, even the latest generative AI stuff everyone's talking about. Because this right here, this is the end game. It's about taking all that messy, complex, raw data and turning it into something like this, a dashboard that's clear, intuitive, and gives you an insight you can actually do something with. It's all about finding that signal in the noise, creating clarity out of chaos. And this leads to a really powerful shift in thinking. We stop thinking about creating these one-off static reports that are old the second you print them. Instead, we start creating reusable, trusted data products. This is such a big deal. Instead of 10 different teams all trying to build their own version of a sales report, they can all use one certified, trusted sales data product. It just completely changes the game for how companies work with data, making everything way more efficient and consistent. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground here, so let's just take a breath and boil it all down to the most important things you need to remember. If you walk away with just 4 things, make it these. First, modern platforms are cloud native, period. They were born there. Second, they use that layered architecture, which just makes everything cleaner and easier to manage. Third, governance isn't an afterthought, it is a core built-in feature. And finally, this isn't just about storing data. It's about building a strategic asset that enables the future, a future with AI. And honestly, this quote from the source material just sums it all up perfectly. A modern data platform isn't an IT cost on a spreadsheet. It is a strategic investment. It's the foundation you use to build real innovation and create a genuine competitive advantage. So, if you think about this whole platform as a powerful new kind of refinery, but for your company's most valuable natural resource, its data, it leaves us with one really exciting question to think about. Now that the refinery's built, what are you going to create?